This is Jamaican Eschovitch fish. Get ready! First, we'll start out with some raw fish. You could use snapper or porgy fish. You have to be sure to clean it with some lime juice or you could use some vinegar. Make sure it's nicely cleaned. One important step is to place slits or slices on each side of the fish. That will act as a gauge so you can tell when the fish is being cooked that it's cooked through and through. And it also is really good to get the seasoning into these little slits. Another important step is to make sure that each fish is dried thoroughly on the outside and on the inside. Every drop of water should be gone. That's how you can make sure you get a good fry and tasty fish. Once everything's dry, you start with your seasoning. Now, fish seasoning is recommended. You can also use seasoning salt or pepper. Those two things are optional. The must is the fish seasoning. The goal is to make sure that you have it evenly coated on both sides of the fish. You also want to season on the inside of the fish, and you want to get in those slits that we placed earlier. That's how you get a nicely seasoned fish. Now you can also add some seasoning salt, but again, that's completely optional. You don't want to add too much of that because you don't want the fish to be too salty. Now, the next step is we're going to coat it with some flour. So we lay some flour out and you can season the flour with some fish seasoning. Spread it evenly. And now we're going to use that mixture to coat each side of the fish. Okay. Now you have a pot ready and you add some oil to that pot, and you want the oil to be very hot before you add the fish to it. It should be piping hot. And then you take out the excess flour off the fish, drop it in the oil. It should start frying immediately, right? And you should see the fish kind of rise a little bit. That's how you know it's nice and hot. You fry the fish on each side for about 7 to 8 minutes till it's golden brown. And you can also use the slit, as I said, to gauge how well it's cooked. You can see there that it's nice and white on the inside, indicating that it's cooked nicely. Next step is an Eschovitch seasoning dressing that we're going to prepare. We need some onion, some sweet peppers, different colors to make it vibrant. We need scotch bonnet, we need carrots, and we need pimento and vinegar. And we chop all of those up, all right, nicely. And you're going to still use the oil that you fried the fish in. You drain off some so it's not an excess amount of oil. Okay, first we're going to saute the carrots because that's the firmest vegetable that we have, right? So that it has time to soften and saute. After that, we will add the rest of the seasoning. So we're sauteing the carrot, as you can see there. And then we're going to add the onion, the scotch bonnet, the sweet peppers, different colors, and saute that in the oil with the fish flavor and add fish seasoning. And don't forget vinegar. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons of vinegar to that mixture. And make sure that the vegetable is not cooked for more than 5 minutes because you want it to be firm. Okay, and after you're done with the Eschovitch sauce, you have your fish ready, right? And you're going to basically use that Eschovitch dressing and just pour it all over the fish. You drizzle the vegetables on, and you make sure that the juice, that vinegary gravy, seeps into the fish, right? When it's done, it should look just like that, and it should be flavorful, spicy, and